What's up, guys? Can't believe we haven't talked about this. Dev Diary Banquet learnings. So, Kabam Crash came out with a pre-mortem event post of what, and we get a preview of what the Banquet of 2025 is going to look like. Now, before we jump into everything, like I gotta say, like this is definitely juiced. It is definitely worth the chase in the aspect of what you're getting in game, but ultimately, what we're gonna see people spend in this event, it's gonna be pretty insane. And in the real world, when you step out of the video game, like what you're gonna be spending, it's obviously it's not gonna be like something you can. It's worth it if it makes sense. But I'm not saying that it's not worth in game. So what I mean by that is like there's going to be players spending at least $50,000 in this event, right? And what can you get out in the real world for 50K? A lot more, of course. I just want to throw that out there because if anybody's watching this and they're going to be like, no, it's not worth it. But okay, but it is definitely better and more worth the chase than it was in 2024. That's kind of what I want to say. All right, but let's get into the post. We're not going to go into everything. I think everything, when it comes to the rank rewards, it really starts off on bullet point number 3. And so we're going to jump into bullet point number 3. We've also added more value to the top spots, aiming to create durable reasons to chase these ranks. This includes a rank 6 Punisher, and that is not a typo. Okay, we right now only have rank 4s. I currently myself, for a average medium size spender, 36 rank 4s at the moment, which I can do a little bit more, but just to give you an idea, 36 rank 4s. There's going to be a rank 5. And there's going to be a rank 6. The rank 6 is going to go for only the top 3 finishers, which will be only 3 rank 6 champions that will exist in the contest for close to a year. This also, by the way, I don't know if you guys caught this, but it gives us a preview of when rank 6 are going to come out. So expect rank 6s to be out in early 2027 or late of 2026. But I assume that we're going to be seeing the catalyst fragments kind of somewhere in the middle of the year being spread out, sprinkled, and sold to be able to start picking up the rank 6. So we are going to see a lot of rank 5s this year of 2026, or not this year, but next year of 2026. I think that's going to be like a given. We're seeing ascensions of 7 stars, so it's going to be a mixture of ascension and rank 5s, but also gives us a preview of rank 6s. When are those coming? I'm a little sad that it is coming so soon, but and the reason why I'm sad about that is because that just means that we have at least maybe 2 years left with 7 stars, and 8 stars are coming. So it's like repeating the chase all over of these champions, right? So that to me, like, and obviously 8 stars are going to be like slowly rolled out, just like the 7 stars have been. We're still barely getting some of the 7 stars that are out there. Like, like this event, we're getting Abs Man, we're getting Kingpin, Scorpion, some reworks like X23, which is lovely. But again, we're just barely getting some of the 7 stars, and so if you're just like finally feeling comfortable with your account, well, it's, you got 2 years to enjoy it, basically. So that's kind of just very side note on that. But yeah, guys, the top 3 basically finishers are going to be getting a rank 6. And what is that going to go for? We knew last year, I think the most spent in the event was over 100,000, maybe 130,000, I think it was. I don't know the exact number, but knowing that, there is going to be a chase to be close to, if not exceed, $100,000 in this event for the next 2 weeks. Now, you might be thinking that's crazy. That's like life-changing money for a lot of people. Obviously, the people that are spending this are very comfortable spending that amount of money. So it's going to be insane. I would love to like sit and talk to some of the top 3, if not the top 3, like, and just have like some questions and discussions of like how it feels to have that rank 6, what it felt like, what were they looking at, who were they following, when it comes to like the competition in the top 3. Because in the end, whether you're competing in the top 3 or competing in the like, top 300% of the game, it's still exciting to kind of compete inside, right? But yeah, it's gonna be insane. Imagine, and we already got previews, deep dives on what the Punisher is gonna rework looks like. He looks like an annoying defender. Imagine having a rank 6 in defense, and a lot of people are kind of like jump to the gun. I know I'm going deep into this, into like, man, that's going to be such a disadvantage in like Alliance War or Battlegrounds. But to be honest, the biggest spenders are not necessarily the most competitive spenders. You're going to find out that like there's going to be some big spenders that are just like, oh, who's this person? Like they don't have a YouTube channel, or they don't have like they're not like number one and kind of like Battlegrounds. Those players are more grindy. Like the players that are like number one in Battlegrounds are the players that are playing like, you know, 12 hours out of the day, the mcoc game, and they have that time, that luxury. Players are going to be spending this so much money. Those are the players that are running like multiple businesses, playing the video game as a hobby, but they don't dedicate 12 hours to like 20 hours a day on the game, or maybe they can, on certain days, but it's most likely their focus is on their businesses, right? So that's kind of like my assumption here. But including, let's see, more values. Let's read on. Let's keep going, right? We got stuck on that one. Including more values at the top means we're able to spread better rewards down deeper into the rank rewards. For instance, the top 600 will get a rank 5 rank up gem crystal. So it looks like it's not going to be a generic, so it's just going to be a crystal. Last year, rank 4 was awarded to the top 90 spots. Keep that in mind. Here's another scenario. I want to paint you another scenario because I'm going to give you what I'm probably going to give you what I'm going to be doing throughout this post. That rank 5 gem is probably going to have a price tag of, I would assume, top 600, at least 7,000, if not more, at a minimum. I would really 7,000 is being very generous, but I would really think it's going to go for like at 10 minimum, but I want to be a little bit safer and say 7. But yeah, between 7 and 10 is kind of what I'm assuming right now that the top 600 is going to go for. So there's going to be at least 600 players that are going to be spending within that range. So maybe $7,100, $7,346, $7,333, something like that, right? Basically, that's going to get them into that range, okay, of the top 600. Would be surprised if the top 600 is only with like $2,000. I would be extremely surprised if that's the case. But yeah, I would assume that's going to be kind of like the expectancy of players chasing the top 600, giving them a rank 5. So if that's comfortable for you, once we see the event go live and we see kind of like how we're progressing, if we see rank rewards on the realm event, because we're going to be scoring towards it, and it would be kind of cool to follow like the chase, right? So it's exciting. I'm excited for this, even though, as I said, I'm gonna sprinkle what I'm gonna be doing throughout this video. I'm not gonna be participating too crazy in it. We've added a number of vanity related rewards to the top spots, including the first appearance, champions, and custom profile pics. Work with a Kabam artist to design your own one-of-one profile pic. That is freaking huge. Okay. So who are these? Like, we don't know the details on that yet. Like, is it going to be only the top 3? Is it going to be like the top 20? What is that going to look like? But you guys remember the saying, the art team don't miss. You're going to be working with the art team, a one-on-one profile pic to like rock inside mcoc, but would be just over the top, just amazing if they can create that one-on-one profile pic and put it out in real life. Meaning you would get like a little frame. Like, it doesn't have to be like this huge giant thing, but like something small enough that you can kind of put in your desk, put on your wall, or put somewhere in your home, and just remind yourself like, hey, back in 2025, I played this game called mcoc, like, 30 years from now. And I used to be like die hard, and that little plaque right there cost about $60,000. What? And like, imagine it being like signed by one of the artists of the art team. Oh, that is that's just giving out some ideas out there, like of what I can see and how. I mean, yes, give me the profile pic in game, but give me a physical copy of my own specific profile pic with my champions or whatever, how that's ever gonna look. Can't wait to go out and like research, and hopefully I, being part of the CCP, I'm gonna ask, I can kind of interact with the players that got the one-on-one profile pick, or a few. I don't know if this is going to be giving out like a large amount, but that would be lovely. You know, a little signature of the who you got worked with. It's art, you know, and at the back of it, and then you can frame it, or you can do whatever you want. You know, that's awesome. That's such a great like extra little bonus. When it comes to like the rewards. Now, let's keep going. We've added other exclusive perks meant to increase the value of rank rewards. For example, top ranks will vote on a champion rework and will be the only ones to act with access to that champion ascension for an exclusive period of time. So we know already Ascension champions are going to have some boosts, some prestige boosts, some like extra benefits. So they're going to be working on reworks, and there's tons of champions 7 stars that still need reworks, some crazy ones that people just don't think about. And so that would be interesting to see kind of how that voting goes into play, and how like the panel of these top spenders kind of dictate what the community is going to end up playing with and have access to. But the fact that they get ascension and a say in how what champion comes into the play, again, a very nice exclusive feature for the top spenders. Keeping in mind, these are the players that are supporting the game. These are the players that are keeping the game alive, that are keeping something for us to like, so can work on the back end for us to enjoy, right? And in 2026 champion voucher will award chosen champions as first appearance at rank 4 SIG 200. All right, so like I said, rank 4s, it's not dead. We're barely still growing our accounts. We're barely getting like, people have like 15 rank 4s, players have like 4 rank 4s. Players like myself, I'm in a group that has like 30 to like 40 rank 4s at the moment. Still being very active and competitive in that little group that I'm in. But I would assume with what the crystals are going to be dropping inside this event when it comes to the new superior banquet crystal, I'm assuming that that gap is going to grow between the players that I'm in with to the players at the end of this event, and I'm okay with that. And so, in summary, this is kind of how I am going to be playing it. Obviously, there's going to be some Odins, and those they already kind of gave us a preview that I think that was on the live stream, that Kabam's going to juice those up with units. So I think it's going to be like 50%. I think that's what they said, or 75%. Actually, let me know in the comments to give me the exact number, but 50 to 75% extra units basically for the Odin. So if you were getting like 3,200 or so from the web store, 3,300, you're gonna basically look at like an increase of whatever that number is, if it's 50 or 70. So I'm gonna be looking into it. Do you want to get unlock as many of the champions for the boxes that we're gonna be able to get? And so I do have an eye on that. And that is it, guys. We're not going and chasing the top 600. I know there's going to be some content creators that are going to be chasing the top 600. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing that. But more support to them, more support to the players out there that are going to be chasing the top 3, the top 600, or just the top ranks as well. So that's exciting to kind of just see. Like I said, this one I'm gonna be sitting out, and I'm gonna be basically just participating what I can. Just very like with my units. Like I don't have enough units to. I kind of went hard on the cyber events, and had like, we had like, I think like 50,000 units at one point, like overall, or maybe more, like 60,000 units. But we were left with 14,000, and so it's slightly enough. But again, including those Odins and stuff might kind of help me out to get closer to like maybe like, I don't know, 25,000 units. Again, we'll see kind of how that comes about, but that's kind of my participation in it. What I do see For those that are not going to be participating and you're just going to be like, "Ah, I feel left out. I feel like I'm just going to not be competitive enough." No, this is the reason why my outlook on this is this. Um, we're going to see the payout. We're going to see tons of rank fives. That's going to be common, especially in the some type of alliance war or like prestige or like battlegrounds kind of a setup. There's going to be quite a few rank fives for sure, but those are coming, and those are going to be available for like a lot less than usually what they're going to be available up front. So I'm saving for the next portion of it. That's kind of like my thinking right now for it, with knowing some of these dates already that Kabam's kind of slightly throwing out when it comes to rank fives, rank sixes, and stuff like that. So that's not the one I meant. It's this one. It's gonna be, oh, it froze. It froze on us. Okay. But what I meant by that is basically I'm thinking like, you know, if you're just a little bit patient with it, you're gonna be able to get those rank fives, rank sixes for a lot less than what it cost inside this banquet event. But still very happy to see the juiced up features and offers and what Kabam is bringing to the table to the players that are coming in with cash of at least 10 grand and higher. But we're interested in seeing that top three. I think that's going to be well over $100,000, if not close to it, to get into that top three. But I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if it goes for like $50,000 to $60,000. I'd be extremely surprised. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on this one, guys? This is insane. I'm pretty hyped for it, even though I'm not competing or even in the top 600. I would say if I know Kabam for content creators has like a promo code, and I know that is going to be helpful for tons of the content creators with the promo codes, guys. If you're going to be spending for talking to even any spender out there between like $300 to like thousands of dollars, if you can use those content creators promo codes, it's going to go a long way for them. Unfortunately, I don't have one, and I'm done being bitter and upset of the fact that we don't have a promo code. But I kind of hoped that we would get one before this event started, because even if the guys are getting 0.5% of your purchases or 1% of your purchases or even more, we don't know what they're getting, is a huge benefit, especially when players are going to be spending thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's not that people are making money off of you, but it's just helping that creator stay more positive. It makes an impact. So if you have a favorite creator of yours, like you're like, damn, I like your style, I like your videos, I like your content. Yeah, try to support them. Last words here on that part of it, because it goes a long way. Monetization and stuff on YouTube. You have to be like a big YouTuber channel, like at least with an active audience of like every video that you put out has like at least like 6,000, 10,000 views within like days, to be able to get some kind of money off of YouTube. If your videos are just like a couple of hundred views, it's not bringing in a lot of money. But for the bigger channels that are getting that many views, you're talking about a couple of $100 to a couple of $1,000 a month. And so they're already getting that money from that kind of YouTube perspective. But on top of that, if you add the CCP codes that they give out, that's going to bring in a lot more, and it's going to maybe juice up just their platform, their camera, their motivation, or whatever it is, or even throw that money back into the game. So overall, guys, that's kind of like, if you can, just my advice, use someone's code. And there's tons of codes out there for us to use. But yeah, I'll tell you this: I've been using mcoc, and that's to support a tool that I use, which is the website. So if you guys want to use the one I'm using, I'll just put it up here, mcoc. That's the one I'm using. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be extremely cool to follow and watch. I'm gonna ask about and see if we can kind of maybe speak to one of the top, or if I know a few, if they're wanting to talk and chat, that would be super cool. Dude, I would love to see what kind of profile pic and kind of art you come up with someone over there at the Kabam team. What does it feel like to have that reward in game opening and stuff? That's it's exciting. But yeah, guys, for now, take care. I think we talked a lot about this already. But I wanted to cover this because it is exciting. And, oh yeah, it froze. I forgot it froze. It's exciting. So let's just close that. To just be active in this game in 2025, still playing this game for 10 years and stuff, right? Good luck. Take care. Peace.